Way to go. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're live. B2B Live. B2B Mobile Specialists. We are live again. We're happy to have you on. Great show today. We have our guest that's going to be coming on today as our sales manager. His name is Moshe Hammerberger. We're also going to be talking about some things about what's going on in the industry, and of course we'll talk about some specials. The last thing that I've for the past few episodes, I've neglected to say the joke of the week. So I'm actually going to start off with that. So it's kind of an old one. I've heard this one before, but it's, why did the cell phone break up with its charger? And the answer is because it found a new connection. Anyway, so without further ado, we're now going to introduce Moshe Hammerberger, who's going to be on with us today. He's the sales manager again. He has an extensive background in sales. And welcome aboard, Moshe.
Woo!
How are you?
How's it going?
Good.
I'm so excited to be here, Scott. That was a great joke of the week.
I bet you are.
I'm still laughing in the joke.
and for all those people that are watching at home, Moshe does not speak Spanish. But we're going to have Fernando, a regular guest of ours, who is going to be doing the translating for us. He'll be off to the side, and maybe we'll hear from him later on during the show, as we'll bring him on again. Anyway, so without further ado, Moshe, tell us about yourself, please.
Thank you. Scott, I am 38 years old, proud father of 6. I've been in Baltimore. I did not grow up here, but I moved to Baltimore around 2005. So we're coming up at year 19 or 20 in the great city of Baltimore, and I have been with B2B Mobile since last May. So almost ready for my 1-year anniversary, and we're starting to plan our exciting party. We're getting that going, yeah. Second joke of the week there, right?
Right. It'll come with a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your sales background.
So I have been in sales for about 12 years. I was actually I've done accounting. My background has been sales and accounting, so I've spent many years selling accounting services, and we'll cover that in a little bit, but I have sold small business stuff to other businesses. I've sold credit card processing services to small businesses, and I actually sold jewelry in people's houses.
Wow.
One-on-one. That was a lot of fun because I knew nothing about jewelry. I learned a lot though.
I've actually done that also before.
There you go. So between those two things, I brought those two things over here to B2B Mobile, where I work on the accounting side as well as on the sales side as well. And I came prepared. I had some interesting data points to bring that I thought might be of interest to our viewers today.
Well, we'll get to that soon.
Okay.
We're gonna
excited. I told you I'm excited.
Right now, we're going to talk more about you, because this show is about you.
It's about me, okay. I love talking about me.
You're the special guest. So what made you join B2B?
So I had a relationship with you as well as Mayor and Yossi for many years already, going back prior to all of us working in different fields. So over the years we've kept in touch, and at the end of March last year is when my other job closed down the Baltimore markets, and that's when I had reached out to Mayor, not even for working, but about something else, and he said, "Oh, you got to come," and I said, "Okay."
Right,
So
that's when we needed a sales manager.
that's how it all worked out. The timing was good for then.
God plans everything, man.
It's all planned.
So great. So now I know that you are not an Apple user, but you use a Samsung, right?
I am a Samsung S22 man.
Okay.
I don't hate the Apple users of the world, but I do prefer Samsung, and I accept people for whatever phones they want to use.
So far, I think out of all of our guests that we've had, I think we've have now 7 guests.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them are actually Apple users. So, which is kind of the opposite trend of how, what we're going to be talking about anyway.
Yeah.
Tell us a great story of how you helped out a customer or even a sales rep, make a sale and also help a customer as well.
Wow. Okay. So I don't do a lot of sales. at least directly to the customer, but I did a few. And the story that I would share is where I made a mistake in terms of not, he wanted a certain model of phone that didn't actually work in the country that he was trying to sell it to. And I should have been better at doing a better job of that. So when he got all the phones and they didn't work, I said that we're not just about selling good phones. We're also about taking care of you after the fact, because we're real people. You're a real person. You want to make a business. You want to sell your phones. And we're always here to help you no matter what's going on. So what are we going to do to make this right? And sometimes when people see that, price is important when it comes to buying phones, of course, but it's also about that service piece of what's going to happen after they buy the phone. Are these people, is it like a giant hole of I'm never getting anything back, they say they're going to laugh and say too bad, this stinks and you figure it out? Or are these people going to be here to take care of me after the problem, if there's a problem? And that's the difference between what we're doing in a lot of places, because we're not just trying to make a sale one time. We're trying to make customers who want to come to us over and over. And as you can attest to, so many customers are with us for years and years, and
Right.
because they trust us, because people like you and Mayor have earned their trust, because they know that you are honest and you're going to take care of them no matter what happens.
Very true. Thank you. I appreciate that. And actually, while we're on that topic, I just want to say thank you, everyone. Last week we were able to obtain 10,000 followers. So that's our first big milestone that we've achieved. So we're all happy to have that since we've gone to Facebook. Fernando, if you can pop in over here and just talk about Moshe, only the good things, please.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Fernando. Voy a repetir lo que acaba de decir Moshe. Vamos a hablar sobre Moshe un poquito. Oscar le había preguntado al señor Moshe que comentara algo de ellos, sobre él. El señor Moshe está respondiendo de que él tiene 38 años, tiene 6 hijos y tiene una familia muy feliz. Y después el señor Oscar le preguntó a Moshe de que qué era la relación con B2B o qué le hizo ingresar a B2B. Y pues él le estaba contando una historia de que siempre han sido amigos y han trabajado juntos, pero alrededor de marzo del año pasado el trabajo se le había terminado y pues le tuve que llamar, sino que no pidiendo por ayuda, sino que así revisando que todo esté bien, chequeando con él, y pues le ofrecieron un trabajo y pues está trabajando con nosotros. Ya el señor Scala preguntó que había hecho unas cosas buenas para los clientes, que había hecho mejor para ellos, y pues él estaba contando una historia sobre que una vez él vendió teléfonos a un cliente donde no sabía de qué compañía eran o que se iban a funcionar, y pues no le terminaron funcionando, o sea que ellos trabajaron juntos y pues todo restableció bien, y pues eso es lo bueno de B2B, que somos humanos, somos una familia juntos y nos ayudamos a todos. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando.
No problem.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So that's basically about Moshe in a nutshell. What I wanted to talk about today, and it's sort of the same thing that's been going on with the market trend, but one of the things that hasn't changed in the market is iPhone 11. iPhone 11 is still predominantly the number one phone. But what's interesting that I saw that's happening is that, and I knew this was what happened, I think most people also knew it was going to happen. When is iPhone 12 sort of going to take the helm of being the number one phone? And I think that most people are sort of seeing that mainly because of the 5G component that's on the iPhone 12.
Yep.
Because iPhone 11 still don't component just yet. So once other markets that are coming in there, eventually iPhone 12 will move into the number one slot. But right now, it's been 8 quarters in a row. I'm assuming it'll be 8 quarters in a row at the end of this month when we finish out this quarter.
Yeah.
But if I would like to hear your thoughts about what's going on in the iPhone world, and also if you can shed some light as to what's also going to be happening in the market. Not even just iPhone, but even what's going on in general.
Yeah. It is. You're right. iPhone 11 is still the number one phone, and 12 is on its heels right? You're of the opinion that it's just a matter of time before 12 comes for the crown, but 11's not ready to go so fast yet. They're still pretty dominant in the world, and obviously, right, as every new model of things come out, and the trends that we see is within the used markets, right? There's so many. There are of course different marks and different preferences of what people like to see, but the cameras, right? The cameras get a little bit better, but that doesn't really move the needle in terms of, oh my gosh, I need to have a better camera. People like battery life. People they like the screen size. That's a very important thing to people. I have smaller hands, so I don't like bigger phones, but people like bigger screens. They like good battery life, and as long as the camera's good and the processor works well, those are always going to be the biggest metrics that are going to make sure like that a phone is popular and that people are going to want those different phones.
Right, and memory. Right.
And memory, right?
Yeah, memory's a big one.
Memory's a very big one as
Right.
well. Of course.
It used, one of the standard things that was happening in the industry was that 2 gig 16 ROM was like that was like king for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And that's like ancient history now. Those phones are totally like obsolete.
Right.
And they're like worth anywhere between $10 to $15 on the market, whereas last year they're in $25, $35 range.
Yeah.
Right now the standard has become $232 or $332 as the basic, just the minimum.
Right. Well, you take all these pictures, and they take up so much room on your
Right.
phone.
Video,
right?
yeah.
And like my wife, she loved her old phone, but like she had all these pictures going on, and she didn't want to delete anything.
Right.
So she had to upgrade her phone because she didn't have enough memory. So she had to go it was almost a memory situation where that was the reason she wanted a new phone. So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Everything's about memory. I mean,
Yeah.
even computers. The new Surface Pro
Yeah.
is coming out in May,
Right.
and finally it's going to have 1 terabyte of memory.
Wow.
Finally, like it's. I had the one with 256, and then like 512 came along. It's like, well,
Right.
when are you going to do something better? So, and even my what's it called, the Microsoft One.
Yeah.
We have I already have my memory up in that.
Really?
I have to upgrade to the 1999 special now. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's your processing speed, and they're all good. Like the processing speed is still good, and then that's what we try to focus on in terms of what we're buying and what we're selling. We're trying to see those we're not going to get taken in by the newest model necessarily. We want to see what is it that the customers want to see. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's what we're trying to study. So when we're stocking our phones, yes, we know iPhones are popular and we're always going to stock those, but what else is it that people who are more budget conscious might be more into?
Right.
Right.
One of the staggering things that I felt that I saw on the report that we were sharing together
Yeah.
is that the price of the iPhones, of the trade-in devices, have gone up extremely.
Extremely, it's
Right.
crazy.
For it to go up the way that it has, in 2021, they were just above they were just below the $200 mark.
For the iPhones.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and then in 2022, it dropped
Right.
to below 175. Everyone thought that, okay, it was going to go downward.
Right.
Not in 2023. 2023, it was huge. It went up, it went up to 200,
Right.
almost $220.
Right. So 2022, the prices dropped $26, and then we thought, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Right. And that with 2023 is going to continue dropping even more but that's not only did it rise, but it passed 2021, and it went up $18 from 2021 levels, which is great even as a 1-year growth.
Right.
But it really, really skyrocketed. And 2024 is like, what is the market? It's such a unpredictable market.
Right. And one of the other things that I saw that was like that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because I figured that most people kept their phones for 2 years.
Right.
And then traded in.
Yeah.
But what the data is saying is that no, the average lifespan is actually 3.5 years.
Yeah, I was
So,
shocked by that one also.
I was, and it's always been around 3. But again, I'm somebody, I got my phone last year, and I'm not getting the new Samsung this year, but I figure I'll wait till next year, because I've always been the 2-year cycle.
Yeah. 2 years seemed like a normal amount of time, so when I hear 3.5 for an iPhone
And then the
3
pricing,
and a third.
going up with it too is like it didn't make sense.
Right. Right.
So I was blown away by that.
It's really surprising, and it also depends. Like, it's somewhat skewed. Like, the better phone you get, the longer you're going to keep it for. The more of a budget type phone you're going to have, the more often you're going to be able to replace it. So for people who like to have a new phone constantly, they for them, getting a phone that might cost less than the $300 or $400 or $500, $600 phones, those are things like, okay, so I can get this and I can replace it every 1 year because I'm only paying this much money for it.
Right, very true. And one of the other things that I never really delved into this, but when it comes to the smartwatches,
Yeah,
I really don't know anything about it, but I believe you wear a smartwatch, no?
I do. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it is an Android. I mean, it connects to the Android. It's not an Android watch. But yeah, I you know what? I try to track my footsteps,
Okay.
and I'm not walking enough. Everybody, if you want to walk enough, it's good to have one of these things on your wrist. But it tracks other things also. It tracks my heart rate. Right now, it's pretty good, 67. Right.
That's great actually. While you're doing live, that shows you're very relaxed.
I'm very relaxed, right? I'm very relaxed on that. But it's a very good thing to have. It's especially if you don't like to look at your phone all day. You want to just get your messages on your phone or instead on your watch, and you can just ignore it. So instead of taking out your phone and stopping what you're doing, I find it easier and less distracting also.
Right.
So I'm trying to get things done.
Right.
So the watches are good, and we have some good ones available, but they also have a lot of value. So even if you have one and you want to get a new one, they have some pretty solid trading value on the smartwatches.
Right.
That's surprising also.
On the Apple, right? So, I think what's the best model that's on the?
With the Ultra,
Okay.
yeah, the Ultra's got a good trading value, almost $200
Okay.
for that one.
Right. One of the most common ones that I've seen, I believe, is the SE2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the SE second gen
Yeah.
is the most common one, but that doesn't. The value on that one does not even.
You're not
reach
going to get
near
as
the
much as
7
you are.
series of the,
Right. You're
the
not
8.
gonna, if your goal is to trade in value, then that's what you're not. But it's also about what is it that you want in a watch? Is it just like something that looks nice because they all look very similar, or is it the features that you want from it? So I guess you have to decide when you're a customer what is it that you want in your watch
Right.
instead of just the latest mod.
Very true. So last week, I believe we actually had we had a couple of smartwatches on.
Yeah.
And I believe they're sold out, if I'm not mistaken.
We got them all. Somebody took them.
Yeah, they're all sold out. Is that right? Okay. Good job. Right. Good job, B2B sales reps. So we're hopefully going to get some more in, and we'll sell them out again. So that's great.
We're going to keep trying to get more of them because people want those.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah. So and while we're on that topic as well, Fernando, if you want to come aboard and talk about some of the phones that we're going to have on sale for this week.
The specials, the league part.
Hola a todos otra vez. Acabo de regresar. Vamos a hablar sobre un poquito sobre los relojes, Apple Watches. Lo hemos vendido la semana pasada que los anunciamos. Muchas gracias a todos por eso. Y como ya estaban comentando, el WatchOS versión 2, creo que es el 2022, fue una de las versiones más mejores de que hemos tenido, no solo por el tamaño, sino que por las cosas que puedes hacer. Tú puedes chequear tu corazón, puedes chequear los pasos que das, puedes chequear muchas cosas en los relojes. Por eso es muy bueno. Y un poquito hablado de los precios que han bajado en los años anteriores cuando entregas los teléfonos, pero ahora en 2023 subió aproximadamente $23 por cada teléfono, so estamos muy bien. We're talking about the prices, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so estos son los teléfonos que tenemos en esta semana en promoción. What are the prices, what are the promotions that we have for this month?
So, I mean, we have the iPhone 13 that we're trying to push out.
Okay, so esta semana tenemos los iPhone 13. Los iPhone 13 lo hemos bajado el precio aproximadamente $5 o $10, en un poquito.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Sí, ahorita es lo que vamos a enseñar un poquito lo que tenemos en pantalla. Esos son otros que tenemos en pantalla aproximadamente. La calidad sobre ellos son muy buena. Son usados, sí, claro. Tienen sus rasguñones por ahí, pero sí son a buen precio y están muy buena calidad. Wow, de iPhones. También tenemos los Samsung que han bajado un poquito en precio. Mucha gente, tenemos muchos colores, tenemos los rosados, tenemos unos negros aquí y tenemos diferentes, por ejemplo así. A la misma vez tenemos, al final tenemos otros colores, lo que es lo rosado, lo blanco y un color como menta. Sí, un color silver menta, a muchas personas les gusta. Está muy buena calidad. Lo tenemos a un buen precio. Siempre pregunten por la cantidad. La cantidad son 25 unidades. Dependiendo donde tú estés, te lo mandamos a Miami o a California o a Texas. Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. What I want to do is break off into this segment because I think a lot of customers have questions about how we operate. So what I would like to do is I'm going to say the question. You'll then repeat the question in Spanish. Moshe's going to answer the question, as long as he knows the answer, of course.
Of course.
And then Fernando will translate again. Okay. So the basic, most common question that we get, that I get on the trade show floors, that we get through social media, that I get through email, and WhatsApp, is what is the minimum quantity that it takes to order from B2B Mobile?
Ahorita estamos entrando a una sección de preguntas y respuestas. Ahora la pregunta más común que hemos recibido en los shows donde vamos, donde caminamos, los clientes nuevos, siempre la pregunta es ¿cuántas unidades compramos a la vez? ¿Cuánta es la mínima cantidad que se puede comprar? Y la mínima cantidad es...
It's 25 units is the minimum for our sales orders.
Usualmente la cantidad mínima son 25 unidades y no hay límite. Hay límites a las estrellas, si es posible.
Right. And one of the reasons I think that, to sort of explain to everyone why the reasoning behind it is that 25 phones it shows that you're a serious customer. And 5 phones is like, okay, like it really didn't do anything for us. So it's a little bit, you might look at it as something that's selfish, but it really isn't, because we're a cell phone company and I can't give somebody the same price as if I would 25 phones as opposed to 5. So we have to be fair about it. So, but at the same time, if you're going to order 100 phones, I'll give you a better price. So that's basically how it works. So I'm not trying to sell your cell phones that you're trying to sell to your mother or to granny, whatever the case is, to your friends. So I'm selling to cell phone stores and I'm selling to cell phone wholesalers.
Sí. A la misma vez la razón porque estamos la orden mínima es 25 unidades porque a la misma vez no es porque no queramos vender o porque elegimos a nuestros clientes, sino que es porque es una cantidad mínima donde pensamos que es razonable para los clientes, podemos ver que es serio y a la misma vez damos un buen precio a una persona que compra 25 o 100 teléfonos, a una persona que solo quiere un teléfono o 5 teléfonos.
The other question that we get a lot is what are the payment methods that we accept?
La segunda pregunta más común es ¿cuáles son los métodos de pago? Los métodos de pago son transacciones de banco a banco o PayPal.
Right.
Correct? Sí.
And no cash.
No cash. No aceptamos cash. O cheques.
No, we don't accept cash. We don't typically accept credit card, but we do accept cryptocurrency now, and that's a new thing we just added on. So Wire, Zelle, PayPal, and crypto are the ways to send us payments.
Well, credit card will accept with a fee.
Credit card will accept with a fee,
Right.
and usually we'll do that with people who we know already, but with a fee. And PayPal we have a fee also though at times.
Sí, otra vez, con PayPal dependiendo de donde ustedes tenemos una parte de comisión que PayPal les cobra a ustedes por mandar y a nosotros por recibir. A la misma vez estamos aceptando, como él dijo, bancos, Zeos, también manejamos la criptomoneda USDT si tú tienes, con un porcentaje pequeño, pero dependiendo la cantidad, te podemos ayudar con eso. Y a la misma vez, eso es todo.
The other one that we get is there any shipping charges? And of course the answer is going to be yes. However, if your order is large enough, and especially large enough, and Moshe's eyes to override the shipping charge, then that's something that we can accommodate.
Also for new customers, we for a new customer special, we can take off shipping depending on the quantity. On the first order, we're going to take off your shipping. Either get rid of it completely or reduce the shipping charge for your first order.
La pregunta tercera más común que me han preguntado es de que si tienen que pagar por envíos. Claro que sí, los envíos sí los pagan ustedes, pero dependiendo el tamaño de orden y la cantidad que se esté, pues le podemos ayudar con un descuento o le podemos remover ese cargo del envío. Pero la primera vez, si tú eres un cliente nuevo y compras aproximadamente 50 unidades, te damos el envío gratis.
I should say shipping. It's whatever the charge is. We just pass it on. We're not. It's not a profit center for us.
That's correct. Even though my middle name is FedEx.
Él hizo una broma ahorita, diciendo que el segundo nombre de él es FedEx. La razón es porque nosotros, lo que ellos lo cobran a nosotros, básicamente, ellos le dan un tipo de descuento y nosotros le damos un tipo de descuento a ustedes también. Por eso nos ayuda a ambos.
Right. And sort of the two questions into one is shipping service that we use is predominantly going to be UPS and FedEx. We don't care whichever one that is you choose. The rates are basically the same. While we're on the subject of rates, a lot of people say, well, how much is it per phone? What's it going to be? So it used to be, and because of the price of fuel has gone up, it used to be that it was about 50 cents per phone. And unfortunately, with the way that the economy has been turning and the cost of fuel has been rising, that is no longer the case, and it's now probably around anywhere between 65 and 75 cents per phone.
It's right. Yeah.
However, if you're taking a bigger phone, something like this, then when you have your 6-inch screens, typically the weight on those phones are going to be a little bit more. So,
sí, usualmente anteriormente por cada teléfono era 50 centavos, ya que los tiempos han pasado, los teléfonos han crecido, la pantalla es un poquito más pesada y todo eso. Anteriormente era 50 centavos, ahora ya es aproximadamente 65, 70 centavos por teléfono. Nosotros usualmente usamos FedEx y UPS. Si tú tienes una manera de hacer la guía tú solo, nos puedes enviar también y lo podemos hacer así también, no hay problema.
And one of the other questions that I think is also apropos for this situation is, are any of our phones refurbished?
No.
No.
Una pregunta que todo el mundo se pregunta es de que si los teléfonos son reconstruidos.
Actually, wait, I want to stipulate one other thing. We do repairs on certain phones. If I bought a phone and it came to me with a bad screen, I would replace that screen if I felt that I had the part for it. So it's not a full 100% refurbished. It'd be partial refurbished on a phone that needed it, and that I have the labor and I have the part for it here.
Sí, nosotros no hacemos reconstruir los teléfonos.
Right.
En unas ocasiones sí los reconstruimos cuando necesita, por ejemplo, un cambio de una pantalla que la tenemos aquí y es fácil. O una cosa que es fácil como una cámara, que son fáciles de hacer y usualmente son baratas y nosotros lo hacemos. Pero no, los teléfonos son totalmente reconstruidos. Algunas partes sí, pero no total.
When do we pay for the phones?
Otra pregunta más favorita de todo el mundo. ¿Cuándo pagamos por los teléfonos?
You pay for the phones before they ship, and that's a policy we have across the board. You make the order, and the payment comes in, and then we start backing the order once it's finalized, and we release the order for shipping once the payment clears.
La respuesta es los pagos los reciben antes de que se manden los teléfonos. Por ejemplo, si usted tiene una orden ahorita conmigo, yo le digo el total, usted me manda el pago por UPS, por Zelle o por PayPal, yo recibo ese pago, yo confirmo que entró en nuestro banco y tengo hasta 24 horas para mandarle a la orden para que vaya en camino. Y cuando vaya la orden, yo le mando tracking information, le mando su número de guía para que usted vaya chequeando dónde va su orden.
And one thing I just want to stipulate as well, there are certain customers who may qualify for terms once they've been ordering for us for quite a while.
Yep.
So if somebody's been with us for about a year or so, and they say, hey, listen, Fernando, listen, I've been ordering for you for a year. I've always paid for my goods on time. You know me. We've met in person. We trust me. Maybe you can work out some kind of term situation. So the answer to that would also be yes, in certain circumstances as well.
Sí, hay unas circunstancias donde, por ejemplo, como él dijo, tengo un cliente donde me compra mucho, por mucho tiempo. Me dice, pero no, fíjate que este mes no puedo, en esta hora no puedo pagar todo, ¿está que me puedes ayudar? Y claro que sí, porque ya una razón sí otra, ya hemos trabajado por mucho tiempo, ya tenemos la confianza donde sí te puedo mandar tu orden y después me la pagas, pero eso es de confianza.
I think the most popular question outside of everything else that I've asked, I think, and this is probably an industry-wide thing, is that do we offer any type of warranty? And that's a loaded question.
La siguiente pregunta es si nosotros le damos garantía a los teléfonos.
You can offer, but before we give out the warranty period, even with the warranty period, my warranty is that I want you to be happy. That's the warranty. So I'm not going to say, 30 days and that's it. We'll make exceptions, but at the same time, it's got to be, it's got to work out to some extent.
Yeah.
La garantía, sí. La primera garantía es que yo quiero que tú estés feliz. Y sí, yo te puedo decir, tengo una garantía de 30 días, pero me gustaría que tú estés feliz primero y después hacemos el resto.
And last but not least, and this should be the most important question and the most popular questions. How can I become a B2B customer?
Esta es una de las preguntas más populares, es de que cómo nos hacemos clientes o cómo hacemos negocios. You ready for the answer?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what to do. The best way to get in touch with us is to get in touch with our sales reps. The best way to communicate is you can do phone, we can do WhatsApps. You can send me a WhatsApp direct message, or you can send one to Fernando or even Scott if you want. And okay, don't send one to Scott. I'm just he's not going to give you good deals over there. If you go to our website, go to B2B Mobile, that's B number 2, bmobile.com. You get on our pricing list, and every single day, twice a day, we're sending out the most active inventory that we have. We have specials every single day. The best thing is to join the WhatsApp community. You're going to see the prices, and anything you want or anything specific you want, you reach out to us directly, and we'll take care of you, making sure we get you what you need.
Claro. Sí, de las maneras de que podemos hacer esto es
B2B Mobile.
a través de WhatsApp, porque es una de las plataformas que más usamos, y también puedes ir a la website de B2B Mobile Auction, donde ahí te puedes unir a nuestras comunidades de WhatsApp, donde nosotros mandamos las listas y ahí podemos hacer los negocios siempre. Podemos hacer videollamadas también o llamadas regulares para que tú te sientas más confortable con nosotros. Y siempre tenemos descuentos todos los días. Llámanos ahora y te puedes conectar conmigo personalmente, con Ska o otros representantes de venta.
Yeah.
And for the people that are listening, the phone number that we will post right now is going to be 410-989-3931, and that's 410-989-3931, which is going to be 410-989-3931.
Sí, ese es el número donde nos puedes contactar. Es el número de Ska, que es el 410-989. Bueno, fuerte.
3931.
3931.
How did you repeat it?
I said it before.
Sí. Bueno, amigos, pues pueden ir a mi número personal, que es el 443.
That's all because of the years I spent in Aruba for 16 years. So.
Bueno, amigos, se pueden conectar conmigo directamente, que el número es 443-929-9106. Muchas gracias.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you,
answering the
Scott.
call. Okay.
Thanks.
Great job, everyone.
Whoa. I get nervous.